gentlemen, all the way from London, England, put your chubby paws together for Fat Kitten! And all the way from right here, the reigning champions, the one, the only, student Improv Nottingham!
Right, let's find out a bit more about you all. My name is Daniel. Can I go on the count of three? Can everyone shout out your first name, please? 1, 2, 3. Yes! Lovely, good. I'd like to know you a little bit better. So, last name. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Brilliant. I will add you all on Facebook later. Let's go a bit deeper. On the count of three, everyone shout out your deepest, darkest fear. 1, 2, 3. Lies. All of you lies. What did you say? Wasps. That's not your deepest, darkest fear. That's wild irritation at most. Did everyone enjoy their video at start, by the way? Great. Round of applause for the video. For you, we have improvised comedy, as I say. We have two groups going head to head against each other for your entertainment. Now, let me assure you, ladies and gentlemen, improv is not the easiest thing to do. You might think, oh, improv is just coming up and saying whatever you think of without thinking about it in advance. I do that every day. But no, these performers are skilled, they are hilarious, not just funny looking, but they've really honed their art, and they're going to try and entertain you for the rest of the next sort of hour and a half, or so, a brief interval in the middle. So it's not like, you know, when you're improvising on stage, which I've done a bit of, because I'm part of Fat Kitten, I'm all up from London, so against these lovely Nottingham people. And improvising on stage, it's not like just ordinary lying or something, like lying to an elderly relative. Like when you're talking to your grandmother and going, yes, no, it's a lovely jumper, Grandma, I really appreciate it. No, I love SpongeBob SquarePants, I do, still. No, you haven't made the mouth look at all like a gaping vagina with teeth. No, Grandma, it's perfect, it's really nice. Or, you know, that sort of awkward line you end up doing when you come home really late to your girlfriend's place and you've got to explain why you've got someone else's lipstick on your foreskin. You know, it's not that kind of... It's much a higher art form than that, than everyday lying and making shit up. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So, what we need from you, audience, is to be able to shout things out, to get involved. Can everyone sort of turn around and shake hands with the person to your left, right? Everyone get to know each other a little bit better, just a quick shake of the hand. Great shake, lovely. Get to know each other. Excellent. Let's try and go a little bit further. Can everyone steal the nose of the person next to you? You've never done this before. It's finger and thumb. Yeah, so steal the nose of the person. Steal someone's nose. Yes. 8-year-olds have mastered this people should be good. You've got something next to someone with a cold, discreetly wipe your hands. Throw the nose back and forwards if you're feeling ambitious. Anyone? Nothing more, let's throw them around the audience, beautiful. So now you've done something wholly ridiculous. I'm sure you will appreciate the ridiculous things that our performers are doing this evening. Now before we bring on the team leaders, I'd like to bring on our beautiful scorekeeper for the evening. So this is a competition where two teams going head to head, and the lady keeping track of the scores this evening is going to be Ms. Amy Dickinson. Points for that, and the rest of the time we're gauging from your applause how many points people should be getting now. Anyone keep track of that? Who enjoys having power over others? Give me a cheer if you enjoy power over others. Worrying, deeply worrying. But that power will be conveyed through the medium of Amy. So, it's nearly time to bring on our team captains. But I want to do a little bit more of getting you to shout things out. So that's what we're going to need from you, with suggestions, ideas, things that the performers can work with. So let's try, on the count of three, everyone shout out a slightly rude word. 1, 2, 3. Come! Thank you, yes, cunt is a slightly rude word. Excellent. On the count of three, everyone shout out an unusual weapon. 1, 2, 3. A bazooka, yeah, that's not bad. Alright, on the count of three, shout out the largest animal that you can take in a fight. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's some ambitious people here. Alright, that's good. Alright, we're doing well. We've got some good ideas, folks. It's going to be a good night. So what we need now is a scoring system. So what's going to happen is the teams are going to do a game or scene for you, and you're going to judge how much you think that is worth. That's where the power comes in. You get to decide how well they've done. So it's going to be out of 5. No one's going to get 1, because they're far too good for that. But a 2 is a sort of a low murmur of approval. 2 is sort of, nah, well, you tried. So can we hear that? Okay, so let's go for a 3. Now 3 is really good. It's like, you know, it's a child that's done something well. You're like, yeah, okay, blah, 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 blah. So 3 is like, now 4 is actually something really quite good. 4 is like, yeah, I fucking love that. So here we go, 4. That's the most glorious, wondrous thing I've seen. That's so magnificently beautiful that the seats are still going to be wet at the interval. Okay, 5! Now, in a moment I've been welcomed to take first team captain, Mr. Rob Page, for student Improv Nottingham, and I want you to greet him with at the very least a 5.1 Rob Page.
My team is as follows. Mike.
And the next team captain, another rapturous round of applause to Mr. James Russell Flatkin.
Her 3-year degree in University of Nottingham, Miss Lottie!
We have our 2 teams. Now, I was backstage, there's a lot of love between these 2 teams, but they also both want to win. So it's going to be a fierce competition for your affection and for your approval. And we're going to start with a game called Move On. So can we have 2 players from one or the other, 2 from the visitors, about Kitten. Now what will happen is that James and Bryn form a scene, something from a word that you give them, and then at some point in the scene I will cut it and I will say move on, but keep one thing in the scene. And whatever I keep, what Nottingham then need to come on with 2 of their players and take over. So we're going back and forth with you deciding whether you enjoy it or not. So can we have a starting word for these 2 gentlemen here, please? A starting word.
Rematch.
Who's the gentleman here?
Cankle.
Cankle. What's a cankle?
It's where the calf blends into the ankle.
Where the calf, so to demonstrate for you, where the calf, they're up there.
Yeah, well you can't
Right,
see
up and
them
down.
because of their large legs.
What are you trying to say?
It's a combined body part.
Cankle, alright, we'll start with the cankle-based scene. Ladies and gentlemen, may a round of applause, please!
Mrs. Rosenblatt, I don't know what you're concerned about. You have perfectly shapely cankles for a 45-year-old woman.
Well, I do think they're a bit swollen, Doctor, and last time that happened, there were the twins.
The twins?
Move on and keep twins!
How come we don't look so similar? And how come your mother is black and my mother is white? I remember.
We both have functional arms.
Yes, we do.
I suspect super glue.
Move on and keep transcending race!
I'm going to run faster than you, Janet. Faster than you've ever seen.
I doubt that highly. I'm superhuman.
I wondered why you were able to light things on fire with your thoughts.
Yes, precisely. And you know how I'm going to beat you?
Lighting me on fire with your thoughts.
Precisely.
Move on and keep Lottie Broomhall superpowers!
Okay, Osama, you wait in there. They will not find you.
Yeah.
It's not that they have Lottie what's-her-face superpowers.
Lottie Broomhall.
They don't have that, Osama. Be quiet and hide.
Move on and keep current affairs!
Well, I'll take out a super injunction to conceal mine. I don't know what your plan is.
Oh, I just tweet everything.
Has anybody explained to you the idea of having a secret affair? Yeah, the idea is that you don't tell anyone about it.
Oh, I was just doing it for the affair part.
No! Damn it, the secrecy is part of the fun. The hunking through the shadows, the surreptitious lovemaking behind the bins outside the House of Parliament.
Move on and keep surreptitious lovemaking.